All right, so we're diving into some seriously creepy crawlies today, listener.
Oh yeah, this one's a classic.
The brown recluse spider. I mean, his reputation precedes it, right?
Definitely. A lot of fear and misunderstanding surrounding these little guys.
You guys sent in some excerpts from an article. Looks like a pretty solid piece.
Seems comprehensive.
Yeah, so we're going to unpack all that, separate the facts from the fiction, get to know the brown recluse a little better. You ready for this?
Absolutely. Let's unravel this web of mystery.
Perfect. Okay, so first things first, brown recluse spiders. They're often made out to be like deadly, almost like these mini assassins,
Yeah.
you know, lurking in the shadows. What's the real story?
Well, they do pack a punch, that's for sure. Their venom's got this thing called sphingomyelinases D.
Whoa, try saying that 3 times fast.
Right. It's an enzyme. Basically, it can break down tissue.
Ouch.
Yeah, and that's can cause those nasty necrotic lesions you hear about.
That's the stuff of nightmares. But the article mentions that, like, really bad reactions are actually pretty uncommon. Why is that?
Good point. So a few things at play here. First off, the amount of venom they inject can vary. It's not a standard dose every time.
So it's not like they're always going full throttle.
Exactly. Plus, a person's age, their overall health, that plays a role too. And, everyone's immune system is different. Some folks react more strongly than others.
So it's not like automatic doom if you get bitten.
Definitely not. You're actually more likely to get struck by lightning than have a life-threatening reaction.
Well, that puts things in perspective.
Doesn't mean we should take them lightly, but, let's be realistic about the risks.
Realistic, yeah.
Mm.
Now, those lesions,
Yeah.
that's the image that pops into my head when I think brown recluse, right?
Yeah.
That's what people worry about.
It's definitely a possibility, but a lot of bites actually heal up just fine on their own. And honestly, most spider bites people freak out about, they're not even from spiders.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
All kinds of things get blamed on spiders. That's why knowing how to ID these guys is super important.
Okay, so identification. The article talks about a specific marking on the brown recluse. Sort of a calling card, right?
Exactly. It's the violin-shaped mark on their back. But there's a key detail.
Lay it on me.
That violin shape, it's dark brown, pretty clear, but the neck of the violin, it points towards the spider's rear end. That's the real giveaway.
Toward the back. Got it. And here's a freaky fact from the article. These guys only have 6 eyes.
Not the usual 8.
No, just 6. Talk about feeling cheated. Could you even imagine trying to spot that difference?
You'd need some serious magnification. They're arranged in 3 pairs, which is another thing that makes them unique.
Noted. But even if you do spot one, the article says they're not these aggressive hunters people think they are.
Yeah, they're actually pretty shy.
So why do they bite at all then?
Think about it from their perspective. They like to hang out in dark, hidden spots, right? So if they suddenly feel trapped or threatened, their first instinct is to defend themselves.
Makes sense.
Most bites happen when they're accidentally pressed against the skin. Someone reaches into a box, puts on a shoe, whatever.
So wrong place, wrong time, spider panics.
Exactly. Plus, they're nocturnal, remember? They're out doing their thing when we're asleep. Less chance of running into each other.
Good point. Speaking of, let's talk about where they like to hang out. The article describes their perfect habitat. What is it?
They're all about those dark, dry, undisturbed spaces. Basements, attics, closets you haven't touched in years.
Like that box of old holiday decorations everyone's got shoved in a corner?
Prime real estate for a recluse. They'll also get under furniture, wood piles, even in clothes left on the floor.
Ugh, I'm getting itchy just thinking about it.
Yeah.
So basically any place quiet and forgotten.
Pretty much. They like to be left alone.
Okay, now, this is where it gets interesting. The article mentions that they build webs, but not to catch food like other spiders. So what's the purpose?
Good catch. Their webs are less about hunting and more about creating a little retreat. It's a kind of messy, sticky silk, just a safe haven for them to chill out and hide.
So like a messy bedroom, but made of spider silk.
You got it.
Okay, so knowing all this about their behavior and where they like to be, what can our listeners do to avoid running into these guys in the first place? The article had some tips, right?
It did. And prevention is key here. First things first, seal up any cracks or gaps in your home's foundation. That'll help keep them out.
Good tip.
Then declutter, especially in those dark, undisturbed areas, makes it less appealing for them to move in.
And don't forget about those boxes in the attic.
Exactly. And always, always shake out clothes or shoes that have been sitting in storage for a while before you put them on. You never know who might be hitching a ride.
Good reminder. So it's all about understanding their habits and making our homes less attractive to them.
You got it. Knowledge is power, especially when you're dealing with something like the brown recluse.
Couldn't agree more.
Hmm.
So we've learned that brown recluse spiders, they might have this scary reputation. But when you understand the facts, you can approach them with a lot less fear.
Right. It's about informed caution.
Exactly. And, hey, they do have a role to play in the ecosystem. The article mentions they help control populations of other insects. Some of those can be pests too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That makes you think, if they're helping keep other bug populations in check, maybe there's actually a benefit to having them around, even with the risks. Something to ponder.
Food for thought, for sure.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dives into the world of the brown recluse spider.
We survived?
Barely. No, but seriously, I hope you learned something new today, and maybe, just maybe, you even gained a little appreciation for this often misunderstood creature. Stay curious out there, everyone. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.